Reserve for your free roadmap today at getyourroadmap.com.
The proceeding was paid for by Golden Reserve. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The preceding program was pre-recorded.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event!
Promises to one's community.
Helping people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Growing evacuations in Europe as massive wildfires rage across Spain and France. The fires are being fueled by an unprecedented heat wave. Officials say more than 295,000 people from both countries have now been forced to leave their homes.
Spain declaring a national emergency. Fires scorching at least 37,000 acres. And new evacuations in Madrid as 3 massive fires exploded in size on Friday and merged into one just outside the city, creating a catastrophic situation that's closing in on populated areas. Local officials calling it the worst fire in the history of the Madrid region.
ABC's Marcus Moore. ABC News has learned that President Trump will meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House Tuesday. A Ukrainian official confirmed that Zelensky will be in Washington, D.C. already Tuesday for the funeral of the late Senator Lindsey Graham. And Zelensky said today that he was directing Ukraine's intelligence services to share information regarding Russia's military assistance of Iran. Maine Democrats today chose State Senate President Troy Jackson as their nominee to take on longtime Republican U.S. Senator Susan Collins. Jackson's taking the place of Graham Plattner, who withdrew from the race after a sexual assault allegation surfaced earlier this month, which he denies.
Jackson almost immediately entered the race to replace Plattner. He just gave his official acceptance speech, now kicking off what is expected to be a very busy next few months. Big picture, the stakes are high, not just for Maine, but nationwide. Democrats need to pick up 4 seats to flip the Senate.
A manhunt in Berlin after a car drove through a public park near the LGBTQ plus parade today, hitting several people, leaving one person dead and several with life-threatening injuries. Starship success, the massive rocket's latest test flight, number 13, ending in the Indian Ocean. A SpaceX spokesperson calling it Starship's softest splashdown ever. You're listening to ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
These days, heading back to school means more than pencils and notebooks. It means laptops, tablets, online accounts, and a lot of personal information moving across the internet. WebRoot Total Protection gives families powerful online defense tools with antivirus, VPN, cloud backup, identity protection, and more, helping keep your digital life secure throughout the school year and beyond. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 60% off today. That's webroot.com/radio for 60% off. Live a better digital life with WebRoot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
The cyclospora outbreak is growing. We're now at 9 states. Sicknesses in Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania have also been linked to contaminated shredded lettuce.
Health officials say the likely source remains Taylor Farms iceberg lettuce from Mexico, shipped to restaurants, food distributors, and retailers in 27 states, though the recall itself has not expanded. Health departments in those 9 states have now reported more than 12,000 cases this summer, making this one of the largest foodborne illness outbreaks in decades if the cases are ultimately shown to be connected.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert. President Trump met with top advisors behind closed doors at the White House Friday to discuss his options on Iran, including the possibility of significantly expanding military action against the country. That from 2 sources. ABC's Matt Rivers and Ahmad Jordan says tensions are now escalating region-wide.
The Houthis said that they were going to impose what they called a maritime embargo on Saudi oil exports transiting the Red Sea down through the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb at the southern tip of the Red Sea. And to that end, they've attacked multiple Saudi tankers over the last few days to try and enforce that embargo. In response to that, the Saudi military launching new strikes against Houthi targets inside of Yemen. And just today, the Houthis saying that they're trying to strike back against the Saudis.
The widening war in Iran now driving up gas prices here at home. The national average for gas once again surging above $4 a gallon. Dave Packer, ABC News.
This summer, your passport isn't required. Welcome to Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Inspired by the color and energy of Tokyo's vibrant sushi scene, these limited-time creations bring bold flavors in every bite. Discover new sushi rolls, steak tataki, and lobster and prawn fried rice inspired by one of the world's most exciting food destinations. Cruise through Tokyo, one roll at a time aboard our sushi boat with wave after sushi wave of unforgettable taste. Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Your journey to Tokyo starts here.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Partly sunny this afternoon with a passing shower, high 82. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 62. Clouds and sunshine tomorrow with an afternoon thunderstorm, high 81. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Carl Erickson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Time now for Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's Rachel and John, KDKA. Wow, it seems like it's been 1,000 years since we've been here over the weekend, like a full weekend. We've been here one day, then not another day, right. That kind of thing. We were here last night, finally 2 days in a row. But part of it is because we've been hanging out at Yinzer Palooza this weekend.
What was the city thing? Well, here's where I go, oh, they were so smart. We did Picklesburg, as we talked about last night, all last week. I mean, Thursday through Sunday. I know some people weren't happy, but it was a fantastic turnout overall. People were worried about the pollution and things like that. Listen, we stuck it out. It was great to see the small businesses flourish, and we were happy that we were there. But here's where the city was so smart. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that they didn't have to really break everything down because Yinzer Palooza was the following week. That was so brilliant. Where our office is, we talked about this a little bit last night, but where our office is, people are around there, like, kind of leaving some porta-johns up. There's some different detours because they were smart enough to recognize take the Pirates out of town for Picklesburgh, then bring them back, and then we have Yinzerpalooza, and we're super stoked.
And if you remember last year or the year before, Yinzerpalooza and Picklesburg were the same weekend.
Yeah, that was cool though.
And it wasn't really a bad idea,
No.
right?
Who was it? The Phillies, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Philadelphia
Yeah,
was in
yeah,
town,
because the guy that came from Detroit and came through Ohio won the pickle eating because they were here to see the Phillies game. And none of those city connects.
I know. I was like,
none of those cities connect, but they were here for a father, son, and family game. But anyway, so Yinzerpalooza again. Well, and here's the other thing, Rach, is I don't understand. While the Picklesburg, as we talked last night, had some issues, here a little bit of this, a little bit of that. 2 weekends in a row of good weather for outside events. I mean, this has been pretty cool so far.
We reflected on this also, but people want to be outside. That was the whole thing. You feel so cooped up. This winter was 100% a long winter. We barely have a spring. We finally have the opportunity to get outside. And I really do love kudos. I'm not getting into anything negative. Do not call and say the city doesn't do this right. The city and the other entities like the PDP and Visit Pittsburgh, they are creating opportunities to get us outside.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's all about because we're speaking about it. We want to get outside and they're creating those opportunities and we need to seize them.
Yeah, I'm just seeing this. I know I don't know if we're allowed to promote it or not, but I'm just seeing now there's an Asian food festival coming to town. I'm like, wow, so they know we celebrate pickles like crazy.
Sure.
They know we have the Irish festival coming up here. So let's squeeze in some Asian food. Yeah, let's do that too in some Asian culture.
It's interesting. When I saw the press release for that, that's exactly where my mind went, that there's so many different cultures for so many different things. You said Irish festival, but there's also now Oktoberfest is technically a German festival.
Yeah.
They have Little Italy days over in Bloomfield. In addition, I was thinking, the Greek food. There's 2 different Greek food festivals.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of those.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think almost every Greek church has a Greek food festival. All at different times, thank goodness, so we can get around there. Yeah. But I love it because, the one out on McKnight Road is the one.
Well, it's right off of, but right, by North Park Lounge.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I love it because when I visited my son in New York City different times, and they it's such a big place and so diverse. That there's the Puerto Rican food festival is just as big as any other festival we'd have here in a certain part of the area. So I love it because you feel that culture growing here in Pittsburgh, something we didn't celebrate for a long time. But so does this mean that we have nothing to do next weekend?
No. Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm so stoked. You did a great job lining up some of these guests. In particular, we're going to talk in the next couple of segments to Nancy Polinsky Johnson, who we had on last year. Actually, not this time. It was actually in the fall because we talked to her whenever the event was happening. What is that event? Well, it's the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame year 2. Second year for the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame. And the big news here for us, it is so near and dear because we were on the selection committee. How cool was that? When we got those emails, weren't we like, wait, I think this went to the wrong person.
Yeah, I was looking for John Chamberlain, L-A-I-N, somewhere.
Or someone was like, you've been punked.
Yeah.
You really are not on this selection committee. And then if you remember, I don't know if you remember this, a couple months ago when we were doing it, we emailed Nancy and said, is this like one vote as Yajagoff?
Right.
And she was like, nope, each of you.
Right.
And we were like, oh my, we're not worthy. We were like from Wayne's World.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And knowing that it's coming up is cool. But, we technically don't even have next weekend off because isn't next weekend the shindig?
No, one more week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we do technically have a little bit of breathing room next weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. That's cool.
Yeah, because
so we would be here.
So Thursday there's a birthday, and then Friday we have the podcast, and we're on air, and then Saturday we're on air. Yeah, we're pretty excited.
And by the way, we do encourage you on Fridays to come to 650 Holiday Drive and 5 Foster Plaza because Friday between 4 and 5 p.m. is when we record the Friday night Yajagoff Late Night. Love to have you come because people come and hang out. They get a little snack, whatever that we're eating that night or whatever we're tasting that night. You interact with whoever our guests are that particular night.
Let's go back to Nancy, though, because I want to talk about this. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Nancy had us actually select these people. When you look at the 10 people, and we won't reveal this, but for real, do you remember how many of them you actually voted for?
I don't. I think I have a good idea, but if you held my hand to the fire and said, Did you yes or no? Because I remember there
Sure.
being so many names
So
on the
many
list.
names. Yeah.
Yes, and then I
many were
remember
there?
as we were in the office looking back and forth at each
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
like, it seemed like, well, I don't know about this one, then this one, and the decisions were very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were pretty cognizant on the fact of not just vote for the people we know in our lifetime.
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
Yes, because that's what I said. They gave us good context, but we did take a deep dive. And I think I'm going with 7.
Is that right?
I
You
think I
chose 7
picked-
out of the 10?
I am pretty darn sure.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but a lot of them were the ones who I did know of. Like at first name, I knew who they were. I would say there was probably only one person on this list who I didn't know, who I hadn't heard of.
Okay.
Right? Like
Okay.
that's pretty
Yeah.
darn good.
Yeah.
Because like we said, there's so many different people, and we're going to talk to Nancy, who will explain better the selection process, why, all that good stuff. But if my memory serves correctly, she was visiting St. Louis, saw it there, and said, why does Pittsburgh not have this walk of
Yeah, and wasn't that her hometown or something? She had some
don't
affiliation
remember.
with
That's a good
St.
question,
Louis,
yeah.
yeah.
But
And-
nonetheless, like I love that she had the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now here we are. But yeah, she was saying people walk up to her all the time and say, you know who should be on your walk of fame? I don't do it very well, but people are in Giant Eagle just kind of offering different names.
I wonder how many people have actually gone down there to see it, because we've driven by it, but have we literally haven't not stopped to observe it
good
in
point.
the manner in which it's oh my gosh,
Like
Rachel,
reflected upon.
that's my procrastination destination.
You have one?
That's it.
Well, I've parked and walked, so I've seen it.
Okay.
But not intentionally. Not enough to stop and go, oh, that's where Michael Keaton
Yeah.
is, or oh, that's where Jeff Goldblum is, or anything
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, we're going to need to make a point of
Yeah.
doing that.
So-
Anyway, if you get a chance, you need to go to the Walk of Fame, and we're going to talk to Nancy Polinsky Johnson about that next. But in the meantime, if you have the chance, there is still time tomorrow to go to Yinzer Palooza, and we're actually going to be down there. So we're excited
Playing
to be
games.
doing our fun Yinzer games. Stop by and say, hey, you jag off. But also participate in the games. People were actually, when we posted about it yesterday, they were like, oh, more Picklesburg kind of games. No, you're not. I promise
Nothing that intense. Nobody will need a
not-
blue
no.
airplane bag.
No, but our girl Alyssa actually facilitated the pierogi eating contest on our
Yeah.
behalf. So that was pretty
Somehow
cool.
we bagged out of that.
But listen, why are we always part of these eating and drinking contests? We need to up our game. We need more. Of course, that's what it's all about.
Listen, I'm just glad we're on the emceeing side of it versus the participant side of it. when
That
it
was the
comes to
biggest
that.
question
Yeah.
we got last weekend.
Yeah.
What would you rather do?
Yeah.
Eat pickles, drink pickle juice, or bob for pickles? And my answer, MC.
Yeah, MC. And doesn't necessarily guarantee my shoes are going to be clean at the end, but
Ever.
it does mean that I'm not going to, do my thing. All right, it's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
Your source for official traffic information. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Butler Memorial Hospital Foundation will hold Summer Soiree, a fundraiser, on Saturday, August 29th at Butler Country Club. The evening will include a cocktail hour, dinner, fundraising activities, dancing, and other summer-themed festivities. The cost to attend is $175 per person. For more information, visit the Butler Memorial Hospital Foundation giving page at independence.health.
That refresh you've been putting off until the right deal came along? It's here! Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale is happening now, so you can finally get the style you've been waiting for less. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. Plus, free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at wayfair.com. Wayfair, every style.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
It's Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is John and Rachel, and we are back at KDKA Radio. So happy to talk to Pittsburgh people who are doing amazing things. And I'm so excited that we get to say that this is year 2 of the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame. Yes, they have announced the names. We were so excited to see that list come out of 10 people. And John, we have the person who, with her committee and members, are behind it. But Nancy Polinsky Johnson. Nancy, we got to talk to you last year when this first was rolled out. Here it is, year 2. People have been talking about it for months. What do we think is going to happen this year? And now all of the folks have been named. Congratulations on year 2. And what has this been like?
Well, I'm still standing. Let's start with that. It is like so many things, you don't know when you go into it how much work it's going to be. 10 bronze stars in a sidewalk. Like, how much work can that be?
Yeah. Hey, that's all.
It's actually overwhelming, but it is a passion project of mine, and I am delighted that you and so many other people in our region have embraced this idea, shown enthusiasm for it, supported, and even complained about who we choose. As long as people are talking about it, talking about the talent that's come out of southwestern Pennsylvania, that's what the board and I are really excited about. Because if people are sitting in a coffee shop arguing about why that person got in and that person didn't, they're generating more knowledge and understanding and excitement about people from this area who've contributed to our nation's culture in some way, shape, or form.
How good of an opinion is that, right? I mean, nobody's going to fight that at all, but I love it. It's like the Pirates. People say we're not a Pirates town, but people argue all the time whether they're good, bad, indifferent, who they should trade. And so it really is a baseball town. But so we're talking about your Walk of Fame here. And so first, I have to apologize, Nancy, because it's the first date, now we know each other kind of thing. The first time we interviewed you about last year's Walk of Fame, we were at Pizziola Primo eating some really fancy snacks and appetizers, having some wine. And now we have you on the phone. We didn't even have the money to bring you in here. So I apologize for that. Okay. But so here's my thing is, following up on what Rachel said, was this easier the second year, or was it harder because now people are aware of it and now they want to throw their, certain names into the ring to be considered? How did that work for the second year?
Everybody said to me, it'll be so much easier this second year. And it really wasn't. We still had to go through all the same steps, all the same processes. They were just as arduous, just as challenging, and just as satisfying. And now I've got to plan the ceremony for October, which is it's a lot of work. It was a big deal, and it had a lot of moving parts. And at least this time it's almost worse in that I know now how many moving parts I have ahead of me, and last year I didn't,
Yeah. No, that makes total sense. And so you alluded to October. So October the 13th is going to be the actual ceremonial piece to this. And we want to unveil the 10 people who we will talk about. But I want to make sure that everybody understands the process, because even leading up to this, as people were like, oh, yes, we're going to find out who they are again this year. People said, what about this person? Like, example, Arnold Zigarelli, unfortunately just passed away not too long ago. And I remember you saying last year about somebody else, that's a great person, but was that person known beyond the Pittsburgh region, right? So there's little rules and little caveats that people need to recognize before nominating.
That is correct. There are two criteria. And the first is that the person being nominated needs to have a connection, a substantial connection to the 10-county region known as southwestern Pennsylvania. That connection can be that they were born here, or that they lived here for a substantial period of time, that they did their creative or their formative or their important work here. But they have to be tied to one of the 10 counties in our region. And then the other one is that whatever it is that they've done that you think is worthy of nominating them has to have had a national impact. Right. It has to be interesting to somebody who's visiting from Kansas City and reading the Sidewalk Stars, and maybe they don't know the name. You know, maybe they come across the Jonas Salk Stars there and go, who's that? But then they read that that's the man who led the team that developed the polio vaccine, and suddenly it has meaning for that person from Kansas City, as opposed to one of the many, many wonderful local business leaders or, educational leaders or
philanthropists,
popular figures that we all love, but somebody from elsewhere wouldn't really recognize that that person had an impact that they can connect to in any way.
So, Nancy, we are proud to be a part of the over 150 people that got a chance to vote on this. And so now we are starting to rate. You've chosen the 10 for this year. And is it actually, quick question, is it always going to be 10 every year, or is it a matter
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
10 will kill me. The vision from the start was that, like so many of the other walks of fame in the country, we would induct a few every year, 2 or 3, so that it's selective, it's a real special honor. But we also recognize, my wonderful board and I, that if we started the first year with 3, and then the next year added 3, we would be promoting a walk of fame that when you went to it if you showed up at it, you'd be going, what?
Yeah.
3 little stars? That's like nothing.
Yeah.
And so we decided from the beginning that we would jumpstart this program by inducting 10 people during years 1, 2, and 3, so that by 2027, we'll have 30 honorees on the sidewalk, which makes it a substantial visitor attraction.
Okay.
And then after that, starting in 2028, we'll just do a few a year.
And Nancy, we want to get to who these 10 were. So I have one more just quick point so that we can bring people up to speed. You got this idea while you were in St. Louis. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So you saw it. Your vision was that, we need this in Pittsburgh. Here we are, year 2 with the next 10. And we're so excited, again, as John said, that we got to be a part of that. So we thank you for letting us be among those folks who gave the selection. I got to tell you, I picked all 10.
Yeah, right.
I got them. I got it.
Here's the thing, Nancy, because I think we really need to tease it up so that the 10 come out at the next segment,
fine,
right?
That's fine, yeah.
Here's what I did, Nancy. I read through this so many times, and I'm like, wait, I don't remember who I voted for, because there were so many people on the list for whom to vote or for which to vote, and so I think it's fascinating to, I mean, Teeny Harris, I remember, I just leaked the name out there, but the fact is that this is when even going through the list of candidates, it was substantial. You're like, as a person my age, you're going, holy smokes, like these people are from Pittsburgh.
Well,
you know?
and you and your committee do a great job of giving us context of who these people are. But I think I'm speaking for you and I. We took a deep dive and went into more, right, to learn about who these people were and how much of an impact beyond the information that you gave.
Well, I really appreciate that. And I will tell you that you and the others on the committee, you really lend validity to the project. I mean, we reached out to leaders of colleges and universities, cultural institutions, news outlets, historical societies, chambers of commerce, so forth and so on, to be on the selection committee because we wanted people like you that have a really informed knowledge of the area to be the people making the selections.
Well, we had quite a good conversation across the office when we were picking these. Wait, why would you do that?
Yeah, we were close,
It was
though,
somewhat
on a lot
competitive, that's for sure. So we are talking to Nancy Polinsky Johnson. She is in charge of the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame, which has named their 10 honorees for 2026. October 13th is the date.
Yes, and that's for the induction ceremony, and you can actually come down to the terminal, check it out. There's some scuttle that the one and only Mario Lemieux may be there. So we'll just tease that much. And Nancy, you're going to stick around with us so we can talk about all 10 of them?
I look forward to it.
It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Experience Pittsburgh Magazine's long-awaited Ultimate House, open for tours. Explore a stunning luxury showcase home featuring the latest in design, architecture, and innovation, all while supporting the free care fund at UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. Odyssey and McGee Women's Research Institute have teamed up for a new women's health podcast. Understudied asks researchers the biggest questions in women's health, and they're finding answers that could change lives around the world. Tune in where you find your podcasts. Sponsored by Genentech. Obsessed with pizza? So are they at Slice on Broadway. The 2025 winner of World's Best Cheese Pizza Slice is right here in the Burgh with 6 Pittsburgh locations, always serving delicious New York-style pizza, hoagies, and salads. Order yours today.
Details at KDKARadio.com.
Hey, it's Brew. Between my radio show, filming content, editing videos, and trying to stay connected with family, reliable Wi-Fi isn't really optional anymore. I just need it to work. And that's why I like that with Xfinity, you get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years, guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, Xfinity makes getting connected simple with same-day Wi-Fi so you can get online in minutes. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. No, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A manhunt in Berlin after a car drove through a public park near the LGBTQ Pride Parade today, hitting several people, leaving one person dead, several with life-threatening injuries. Growing evacuations in Europe as massive wildfires rage across Spain and France. Maine Democrats today chose former state Senate President Troy Jackson as their nominee to take on longtime Republican U.S. Senator Susan Collins.
Jackson almost immediately entered the race to replace Plattner. He just gave his official acceptance speech, now kicking off what is expected to be a very busy next few months. Big picture, the stakes are high, not just for Maine, but nationwide. Democrats need to pick up 4 seats to flip the Senate.
ABC's Christiane Cordero. ABC News has learned President Trump will meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky this Tuesday at the White House. Zelensky saying today that he was directing Ukraine's intelligence services to share information regarding Russia's military assistance of Iran. This is ABC News.
That'll be 84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey. Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code ACT5 to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code ACT5.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Colin Dunlap takes the show on the road in support of the Wiener 100 race at EQT Park. As part of the Bark in the Park night on August 4th before the Wild Things game. 7 races, 7 dogs, and KDKA Radio. Find out if your wiener dog is eligible to race by clicking on the events page at KDKA-Radio.com. Hot dogs, baseball, the Wiener 100 race, and Colin Dunlap. Only on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user. $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media. Hi, this is Father Tom Burke of the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Join me for Catholic Education Plus as we highlight Oakland Catholic students and residents of the Little Sisters of the Poor. Catholic Education Plus airs this Sunday morning at 6:30 and is sponsored by Sam and Judy Spanos in the Diocese of Pittsburgh.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It will be clouding up a bit tonight with a low of 62. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, a high of 81. Some sun giving way to clouds Monday with a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. It's Steelers Camp Week, what you need to know. Plus, Michael Bartley has a big announcement.
Let's return to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It is Rachel and John back, KDKA. We are talking to Nancy Polinsky Johnson, who is in charge of the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame, the nonprofit organization set up, which started last year with her inaugural honorees. This year, doing 10 more honorees, October 13th, down in the Strip District. Like, it's really a place where you could go see the bronze medallions on the street. Super cool. And so, Nancy, we were talking about how honored we were to be a part of the voting. So we've teased this enough. I think we should probably go through the at least the 10. And, Rachel leaked out a Mario Lemieux segment there. So let's go from your lead as far as, do we want to talk about who that is, Mario Lemieux?
Oh,
please. Is he on the list? And or do you want to just go through the list alphabetically?
Well, we've already mentioned Mario, so let's definitely lead with a man who truly needs no introduction to any of your listeners. He is so beloved in this region. He's beloved in the hockey world. He's one of those athletes that even if you don't follow hockey, you know who he is.
Sure.
So, I mean, there's no question he qualifies on that second criteria. And we are just thrilled that he accepted the invitation to appear at the induction ceremony, accept the honor in person, say a few words. We're just thrilled. He's absolutely going to make the day. He's going to make it really special.
We could not agree more. We absolutely adore him. And staying in the sports arena, Franco Harris, another beloved person who we all know was gone too soon. I was so happy to see that he made that list.
Oh, there isn't anybody who isn't listening now that isn't nodding their head in agreement. Beloved, beyond the football field, everything that he did here in Pittsburgh for this city is so special and warms all of our heart. But there's no denying that his national impact. I mean, how many football plays have a name to them?
Right.
Yeah.
And
That
then,
is so true.
It must be a handful at best. And of that, it's the immaculate reception that everybody knows.
Exactly.
And so, he's a no-brainer, too.
The other sports person, Myron Cope, right? Because we talk about, like, Myron really was that person locally, but when you see a Steeler game, even in Dublin, Ireland, you're seeing these things called terrible towels. That's his impact, right?
You're absolutely right. That pinpoints it. We love his voice as the voice of the Steelers here in this region, but it is the terrible towel that one could argue is the most, if not one of the most, recognized athletic team icons in the world. People, they see that yellow towel and they know it's that football team, the Steelers.
Yeah.
And he did that. He did it. So bravo to him.
Right.
Bravo is right. Oh, you said the word. So now we can go to like performances. So we have some actors, some actresses, singers. Start with Jimmy Stewart. I mean, Jimmy Stewart, you know that Jimmy Stewart is still known for It's a Wonderful Life. And we claim it right here in Pittsburgh because, well, that's what we do. Even if you're an hour away, you're Pittsburgh.
Well, and I want to remind you because I've seen on social media posts that say, what's Jimmy Stewart doing in there? I hate it when Pittsburgh claims him. We are celebrating Southwestern Pennsylvanians. And I think by putting Jimmy Stewart from Indiana in this group, we're really kind of shouting it from the mountaintop.
Right.
This is the 10-county region. Please don't forget that.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's called the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame because it's located in Pittsburgh.
Right.
But it's about the region.
Right. Now I'm concerned about saying this name because I know Rachel's going to sing. Shirley Jones,
Hello,
the Partridge
world,
Family. I
there's
know
a
it was
song
coming.
that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
Growing up, didn't know that. And then when I became an adult, I'm like, oh, my God, the lady I watched on TV was from Pittsburgh. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, to a lot of other people, she's the ingenue from Oklahoma, Carousel, The Music Man. And then there's this whole generation that knows her as Mrs. Partridge.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you are right.
Yes.
Yeah.
She got her start at the Pittsburgh Playhouse and at the Pittsburgh CLO. And those were the first stages that she appeared on. And she was a beauty contestant. She was Miss Pittsburgh, I think 1952, but don't quote me on that. So her ties here are really strong.
How about that?
Yeah.
And other performers, obviously, we would be remiss if we did not mention Henry Mancini, known for being a composer, a conductor, an arranger, and a pianist. That doesn't always happen.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I was watching CBS Sunday Morning the week of the 250th celebration of America, and they had asked people to name 250 songs that collectively represented America. They played 3 of those songs on CBS Sunday Morning, and one of them was Moon River. I mean, I just choked up.
Yeah. Wow. Well, and that shows you how hollow I am. I just relate Henry Mancini to the Pink Panther song.
I just hummed.
That's all I got. All right, and we have Martha Graham. Talk about that. Dancing.
Martha Graham. Now, that is a name that, of all the 10, that's the one that most people say to me, who is that? Not everybody, but some people say, who is that? She was an instrumental figure in modern dance. She founded a dance company that is celebrating its centennial this year. In fact, the Martha Graham Dance Company performed at the Byam last fall. And I was so excited to see that because we knew she was a contender. At that time, she hadn't been selected. But I saw all these people flocking into the Byam, and I thought, that woman, she deserves it. She was born here, born on the north side, lived here till she was 14, didn't even dance until after she moved away. But she spent her first 14 years here, and so that qualifies her. She was an iconic figure in modern dance.
And somebody who has been here excuse my time framing, much longer than that, somebody who is getting the recognition and deservedly so, Teenie Harris. Thrilled. Yes. I mean, that had to be every person voted for Charles Teenie Harris.
There were a lot of votes for Charles Teeny Harris. Absolutely. And for the sake of your listeners, I want to, because not everybody knows. Everybody knows he was a major photographer of black life here in Pittsburgh in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. But what they may not realize is that the paper that he took pictures for so many years, the Courier, was a nationally distributed newspaper, and it was the premier black weekly publication read across the country. So he joined that staff in 1941. So from the 40s to the 50s, black Americans seeing his photographs of the nightclubs in Pittsburgh, the stores in Pittsburgh, the people, the folks who came here, Muhammad Ali and Martin Luther King, they developed a self-identity that made them incredibly proud looking at his photographs.
Yeah, it's unbelievable when you think back to what he would have had to accomplish to get over every milestone to become that accomplished. It's given today's world. But all right, so we have one more to talk about, George Westinghouse, right?
No, we actually have two more to talk about him.
Right.
And they go way back. So let's just talk about them together because I know we're running out of time. George Westinghouse and H.J. Heinz, two of the greatest industrialists to change America and the world for the better. Westinghouse lit up the world. He electrified the world with his AC current. And every time we flip on a light, we owe him a debt of gratitude. And what he did to transform the railroad industry with his air brake safety system cannot be overemphasized. I won't go into that. And H.J. Heinz, would there have been a Picklesburg last weekend without him? Let's just start with that.
Yes.
But aside from all the products he created, his tomato ketchup, which is everywhere on every table in the world, he really pioneered food safety in a way that a lot of people don't know and recognize. And both of them, Westinghouse and Heinz, were very progressive in the way they treated their employees. They were generous. They were kind. They cut their work hours. They gave them opportunities to go to parks and join company bands and company clubs and bathhouses and all good things because they just believed in that good, happy workers meant a good, happy, productive company at a time when a lot of American industrialists were really pushing their workers beyond the limit.
And Nancy Polinsky-Johnson, you are making Pittsburghers happy thanks to the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame, the second year. We will see you on October 13th at 10:30 at the terminal, and we thank you so much for what you are doing. It is John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 26-27 season. 7 events to challenge your mind, enlarge your world, and make you laugh. With Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, and the former U.S. Ambassador to China, Nicholas Burns. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
when Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
Go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within. Over enemies of fear. Enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event!
Promises to one's community.
Healthy people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media. You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-777-1979, 800-777-1979, or biglou.com.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Back to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
All right. So, great talking to Nancy. We know the Walk of Fame is ready to go October 13th. We will be down there. I teased a little bit that I'm going to get a tux. I don't know if I really am, but why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I feel like we've talked enough about Pittsburgh.
Yes. Well, true. So here's the thing is, we came from a podcast, podcasting for 10 years, and we always love celebrating other podcasts.
Yes.
It's a nod to the pod, as Rachel would call it back in the day, right?
For
right.
sure.
Nod to the pod. It's John and Rachel. So this podcast just recently came out, but as all podcasters, Mark has been working on this podcast for months long before it launched. It's Pennsylvania. Mark Smith is here at KDK. Mark, welcome to KDKA.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Can you tell by that voice that he has a podcast?
Right.
It's fantastic.
Right. I just got fired.
Yeah, you did. You really did. So, Mark, we talked to you obviously offline already, but we want to know, and our listeners want to know, podcasts, there's so many podcasts. What made you decide now that you wanted a podcast, and what did that look like for you? How did you build it, and why Pennsylvania?
Yeah, so I've always been interested in Pennsylvania history ever since when I was in graduate school and talking to a friend of mine from another part of the country. We were just chit-chatting, and I was mentioning, oh, yes, in junior high and high school, we had American history every year. And I remember her responding, we didn't have that much American history. We took Texas state history like 3 times.
Oh, wow.
I was shocked because we in Pennsylvania don't have dedicated state history courses.
And what part of Pennsylvania? I didn't even ask that.
My family's from the Lehigh Valley, Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton.
Sure.
I've lived there. I've lived most of my life in the Philadelphia region, in Philadelphia and a couple of the collar counties. And I also spent about a year and a half living south of Williamsport in north central Pennsylvania on the west branch of the Susquehanna.
Okay.
Nice, good place.
And no wonder you were thinking, like, what the heck? Why didn't I have this?
So it always stuck in the back of my mind. And as my career went along, I always thought, there should be a movement to, mandate teaching in high schools of at least 1 year of state history. And it always stayed in the back of my mind. And I got to a time in my life where, being an empty nester, I actually had time to be more active again. And I thought, this is a cause I can really get behind. And I thought about, working with the state legislators and educators who were no doubt, working on something like this. And I could be a cog in the wheel and lend my shoulder to the cause. And I thought about that. And then I thought, but maybe the best difference that I personally could make would be to just show people what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And I'm a consumer of history podcasts. I kind of got late to the game.
Sure, same.
Watching that. But I like them a lot. And I thought I could do something where I could show people what I'm talking about, why it's important to learn about Pennsylvania history, that you just can't sift it out from general American history, and that it's a story worth telling. And so I decided probably close to 2 years ago to do a Pennsylvania history podcast. I worked on it in excess of a year before we launched, and we launched in January.
So smart. And I know John was asking you, he's kind of the podcast. He has better assessment of how the anatomy of, right? How to get it to where it needs to be. And when people ask us from having a podcast, well, how do you get there? The best advice, John, what do you give every time? Have how many in the can?
Yeah, at least 3 or 4, because what happens is, as Mark, you probably know this, is that you have this drive that you're going to do these every 2 weeks, and then family gets in the way, or
life happens.
Life happens, and next thing you know, you've had 2 out, and then you skip 4 weeks, and so the routine is what everybody's looking for. And what we always say is that you're not competing for other people's podcast time. You're just competing for other people's time, right? Whether they're taking the kids to soccer or going out with the family or going to a sports event. Those are the kind of things. And I think you were saying that you had some time even to listen to our podcast on the drive out here. But Mark, from a history standpoint, does this fascinate you as far as you had some pearls, you're like, this should be taught, but then you started digging in a little further, like, wow, I didn't even know this part. Have you been shocked by some of the information you found?
On a weekly basis, I'm shocked by some new fact. And sometimes it's like just one fact.
Sure.
For example, Pennsylvania is not named after its founder, William Penn. That's like a fact that's a shocker. Or that Pennsylvania had a navy during the American Revolution. But then sometimes...
What? Wait. Who are we named after?
Oh, okay. So really quickly,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
The story is William Penn was petitioning the crown for a colony in the New World and suggested first that it be named New Wales. And the Secretary of State, who himself was a Welshman, said, oh, no way we're doing that. And then Penn thought, okay, well, how about Sylvania? Which is, I think a Latin derivative for woods. Okay. And then the Secretary of State put Penn in front of it. And William Penn was appalled because he was a Quaker leader, believed very much in humility and lack of self-promotion. So he was like really get rid of the Penn. He tried bribery to get the Penn name removed. And finally, the king stepped in and said, nope, we're naming it after your dad, who was a famous admiral. And so Pennsylvania is named after William Penn's father, Admiral William Penn.
How
John.
about that? See,
Andy Masick needs to know this.
No, and I think this is so fascinating because we think we learn so much in school, and just alone, some of the things, tours, and people that have been on the podcast, Rachel and I have met, we're like, wait, why did we never learn this in school? And this is why your podcast is such a big hit. Mark, you're going to hang out with us for a little bit. The podcast is Pencilmania, and just in case somebody's going over to the Pirate game or whatever, where can they find your podcast?
Well, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere that good and bad podcasts can be found. And also, we're free and ad-free, and you can listen to all of our episodes directly on our website at www.pencilmania.com.
Oh, that was so clean. I have so many questions. I want to know how you come up with the content that you do, why, what you're most interested from a historical standpoint. There's so much to chat about. It's John and Rachel and Mark Smith, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
University of Pittsburgh head football coach Pat Narduzzi. Have to ask you about Mr. Beast. This guy is worth $2.6 billion on paper. He decides to visit. What was that all about?
I'm still waiting for that check from him.
Okay.
I haven't got the check yet.
Mr. Beast, send the check to University of Pittsburgh football team.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken.
Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Join Rob Pratt every Sunday at 11 a.m. for Black and Gold Sunday, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer. Rob keeps you posted on Pittsburgh sports with 2 hours of exciting talk. That's Black and Gold Sunday, 11 to 1, presented each week by Coons Market.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early, bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out tsa.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out tsa.gov/ID or the MyTSA app.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. At least one person is dead and more than a dozen others injured after a car drove into a crowd at a pride parade in Berlin. Hundreds of thousands of people coming to celebrate what's known in Germany as Christopher Street Day. ABC's Marcus Moore has the latest from the foreign desk.
Police say an active manhunt is underway for multiple suspects, but authorities are not elaborating on whether they believe this incident was an intentional act or an accident. The Pride event itself was canceled immediately, and people told to go home. This unfolded in a park along the parade route. Authorities saying that some people suffered life-threatening injuries.
Deadly wildfires spreading across Western Europe. More than 250,000 people forced to flee their homes. The flames moving closer to cities like Bordeaux and Madrid during the peak of the summer travel season. For the first time in nearly 2 weeks, the U.S. did not target Iran overnight. And Iran also paused their deadly retaliatory strikes.
But while American and Iranian weapons have gone quiet, the Houthis, an Iranian proxy group in Yemen, opening up a new front in the conflict, targeting Saudi oil exports. claiming they hit state-run oil operations in the Saudi kingdom. This week, declaring a maritime blockade on Saudi-linked shipping in the Red Sea's Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a vital trade route.
ABC's Matt Rivers in Amman, Jordan. Maine Democrats nominated fifth-generation logger Troy Jackson as the new nominee for the U.S. Senate.
This is the absolute honor of my life to accept the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate.
He'll take on Republican Senator Susan Collins in November, taking the place of Graham Plattner, who withdrew from the race after a sexual assault allegation surfaced earlier this month, which he denies. And an urgent search for an American missing in the Caribbean. Police in Grenada say 44-year-old Elizabeth Waddell has not been seen since last Wednesday. Family is flying to Grenada to help in the search. You're listening to ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
These days, heading back to school means more than pencils and notebooks. It means laptops, tablets, online accounts, and a lot of personal information moving across the internet. WebRoot Total Protection gives families powerful online defense tools with antivirus, VPN, cloud backup, identity protection, and more, helping keep your digital life secure throughout the school year and beyond. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 60% off today. That's webroot.com/radio for 60% off. Live a better digital life with WebRoot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
A holy moly moment at England's Headingley Golf Club Friday. Amateur golfer James Maycock hit a hole-in-one in the first hole, after which he was promptly mobbed by fellow club members.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Yeah, a lot to get excited about. That par 3 golf challenge drive was worth £50,000 or $66.6 thousand US. Maycock was one of over 100 members taking part in the event at the course in Leeds. Thousands of students taking to the streets in India, marching on Parliament, even clashing with police in what they're calling the cockroach movement. ABC's Guy Davis has the story.
The party was started by Abhijit Dike, a Boston University student. A satirical joke at first, they sarcastically claimed to champion the cause of the lazy and the unemployed. The CJP now has tens of millions of followers online. They call themselves the voice of India's burnt-out youth, using AI-generated content, memes, and irreverent humor to spread their call for education reform.
One of the NFL's top head coaches is recovering after a serious car crash. The 49ers saying Kyle Shanahan has suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Last week, sources telling ESPN Shanahan broke his nose, 3 ribs, one of his hands, and needed more than 40 stitches on his face. Police say no drugs or alcohol were involved. Both drivers were cooperative. The club says they'll take part in limited team activities. Dave Packer, ABC News.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll have some more clouds around as we head through tonight, a low of 62. A partly sunny day for tomorrow with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, a high of 81. We can still see a thunderstorm tomorrow night. It will be partly cloudy, low 66. For AccuWeather, I'm Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Regional Vice President Michael Spacciapoli.
On Tuesday, a criminal convinced a woman to deposit thousands of dollars in an ATM at the county treasurer's office. An imposter claiming to be an Allegheny County Sheriff's deputy claimed this woman missed jury duty, said there were charges against her, and the way to clear things up was only to pay $2,000 and speak to a judge later to get her money back. Also this week, the wife of an Odyssey Pittsburgh coworker got a call about missing jury duty. The so-called officer told her to come to the courthouse and when she refused, he threatened to have her arrested. That's where the call ended. While the outcomes of the calls were different, the con is the same, putting someone in a state of panic. If you have a relative who could become a target, tell them what to be prepared for. Scammers will create a sense of urgency with threats requiring immediate action, and they will demand payment by unusual means like gift cards, cryptocurrency, wire transfers, or payment apps like Venmo. Finally, don't forget the Sheriff's Office will never demand payment by phone or by an unusual method.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Regional Vice President Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
It's Rachel and John on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
So, Mark Smith is our guest name. Pennsylvania is the podcast name. And, Mark, we love Nodding Pods, and so we appreciate you just launched this. But, again, as we said, we know podcasting is a lot of work behind the scenes before you ever launch. And one of the things if you don't mind, just diverting over to, we were talking off air about once you start a podcast, you learn a lot more things. It's like becoming a doctor or a painter. You learn accounting, you learn, legal, same thing with podcasting. You learn editing, you learn how to speak, all those. So what's the skill that you have learned? Because we found out you edit your own.
Yeah, that is the biggest skill that I learned, from being someone who had virtually no knowledge of technology, beyond the computer, and instead having to learn about digital audio workstations and editing software and whatnot. That was the biggest challenge for me. But the other thing is, the business of podcasting is interesting in that, the podcast community has this tendency to push people fast. And the idea is like, just do it, just go get out there. Your first podcasts aren't going to be very good anyway, so you may as well learn as you go along. And I understand that concept. And I think that if I were doing a sports program, that has like a very limited shelf life. Like no one wants to listen to a sports program from 2 weeks ago. Right. That would make sense. Just go out there, learn and do it. But when you're producing evergreen episodes like I'm producing, only every 2 weeks, it's more akin to like a play. You wanted to have it be really high quality from the get-go because people are going to dip back into it. It's not going to be dated. So, people who are interested in the oil boom in Northwest Pennsylvania, well, it won't matter to them that was episode number 1, 2, and 3 for me. They'll go back and listen to them.
Yeah. And how do you determine what information? Because history, especially, history in general, there's so much. Pennsylvania, to your point, as you were talking in the last segment, there wasn't enough about just Pennsylvania. How do you decipher what information, what content you're going to have on?
Well, the first thing, it needs to be an interesting story.
Sure.
So it's got to be interesting and entertaining. And so that may catch my eye. Usually I focus on things that do one of two things. One is what I'll call an underreported story. That may not be something that you haven't heard of before, but it may be something that's not really fully fleshed out or discussed. Like if you look at an example I often use is if you look at American history textbooks, there'll be some paragraph there that'll say oil was discovered in Titusville, Pennsylvania in 1859, the first oil well, that drilled by a derrick, and it started a boom. And then in 1901, the spindle top gusher hit in Texas. That's 42 years of history all jammed into one part. It misses completely the fact that the oil industry grew up in Pennsylvania. It was a scene of a titanic struggle between the independent oil producers of Titusville and the oil regions versus the chief monopolist of their day, Standard Oil, which was owned and controlled by John D. Rockefeller of Cleveland. And then you have these 3 gigantic railroads also in the mix, one of which was the Pennsylvania Railroad, the largest corporation in the world at the time. And so that's all got jammed into one paragraph and it missed everything. So that's underreported to me. Like you knew oil was discovered, but you didn't know the rest of it. or it's a story that I think I have something particularly new to say. So those are the ones that I tend to focus on. And if I can find something with both, that's really the sweet spot I want to be in.
Those are great reasons. It's not one of those things that it interests me, or I ask someone in my family or somebody else who's a historian. I mean, to me, that's really something that would get, I joke all the time that I went to a Catholic school and we had zero history. So I lived vicariously through my children as they went through school to really learn it. And you're right, definitely missing some Pennsylvania. As far as now that you have these episodes, how has that what was your background like to help shape this? Was there something about your background that made you do that?
Well, so I have different backgrounds, and I try to bring all of them to bear when I work on podcasts. So some of it is my experience growing up in Eastern Pennsylvania, whether it's in the Lehigh Valley or in Philadelphia, and my familiarity, with the steel mills of Bethlehem and the coal fields of northeastern Pennsylvania, or the old historical sites of Philadelphia. That played a role. I'm a trained economist.
Sure.
And went to graduate school for that. So I have a keen interest in the economic underpinnings of all the stories. One of our 3-part episodes is called Revolution on $33,000 a day. And it's an entire history of the financing and the logistics of the American Revolution. It was a subject. It goes as like, how do you find your stuff there? I really couldn't even find one good history book that talked about all of that together. There's like one really good history book on the continental dollar, the currency of the revolution, but nothing that tried to package it all up. And so that is an example. So I bring that. I have a history in social justice movements, which in the labor movement, in the lesbian, gay, civil rights movement. So I often will refer back to what working people are doing and feeling at the time period, whether it's a battle or it's the occupation of Philadelphia by the British or whatnot. So I try to bring all those backgrounds to bear in working on the episode.
And that voice you're hearing is Mark Smith, the Pennsylmania podcast. You can find it on Instagram, Pennsylmania Pod. There's also a free newsletter that people can sign up for. John, I know you're dying to ask him this question, though. What is it?
Mark, I've been dying to ask you 27 questions, but we have to limit it to just one because we want you to give the information. We normally ask our people Yinzer questions, but you came with your A game because you mentioned that you might have found some Jags in Pennsylvania history, right?
Yes, I am honored to be able to call out a historical jag-off for this program.
I mean, this is groundbreaking. So tell us, I think we settled on one, William Penn and his family, right? Or his family.
William Penn's a wonderful, terrific person. Unfortunately, the apples fell really far from the tree. And the sons and grandsons of William Penn did not live up to the standards of the Commonwealth's founder. So a number of the sons and grandsons of William Penn, first of all, he was a Quaker leader. He was, one of the things that's really amazing about William Penn was you don't realize how hugely important he was in the struggle for religious freedom in England and in Europe, and he was a Quaker leader, while all of his sons and grandsons, probably in order to curry favor with the king and the powers that be, they converted back to Anglicanism. Pennsylvania was a proprietary colony. So that gave the proprietor, which were the descendants of William Penn, the ability to name the governor and had a lot of legal rights in in Pennsylvania. And so they were pretty much absentee landlords. Sometimes they lived here, but a lot of times they were just cashing checks back in England. They were particularly greedy. Their number one goal politically was really preserving their economic power. And they had this nasty habit of swindling land from Native American tribes. So,
Jags.
I would say perhaps they're Pennsylvania's first jagoffs.
I like it. Mark, where does everybody find your podcast? Are there social media channels, everything?
Yeah, sure. So we're on all the channels, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere good and bad podcasts can be found. Every single episode could be heard directly on our website at www.pencilmania.com. Our programs are free and they're ad-free. We have an Instagram page where we tease future episodes. That's Pencilmania Pod. And we have a free newsletter if you're interested. You just go to our website, www.pencilmania.com, and you sign up.
Making Natalie proud. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here. Here it comes.
Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Experience Pittsburgh Magazine's long-awaited Ultimate House, open for tours. Explore a stunning luxury showcase home featuring the latest in design, architecture, and innovation, all while supporting the free care fund at UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. Odyssey and McGee Women's Research Institute have teamed up for a new women's health podcast. Understudied asks researchers the biggest questions in women's health, and they're finding answers that could change lives around the world. Tune in where you find your podcasts. Sponsored by Genentech. Obsessed with pizza? So are they at Slice on Broadway. The 2025 winner of World's Best Cheese Pizza Slice is right here in the Berg with 6 Pittsburgh locations, always serving delicious New York-style pizza, hoagies, and salads. Order yours today.
Details at KDKARadio.com.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Planning for retirement isn't easy. If you don't know where to start, join Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors every Saturday at 1 for the Net Worth Financial Hour. Beth shares helpful tips and strategies that just might change the course of your retirement. Listen every Saturday at 1 to the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews of Net Worth Advisors. Net Worth Advisors, LLC, is a registered investment advisor.
The world used to be afraid to say the word AIDS. Now, we speak out.
I just want to raise money to make sure people have dignity for the rest of their life and be able to live a little better.
We thought it was a disease that affected a few. Now we know it affects us all. Every year around the world, we reach hundreds of thousands with testing, prevention, and treatment. But HIV isn't over. More than 150,000 people are living with HIV in the United States, and they don't know it. But while others are cutting back, we are stepping up. When the world looked away, we didn't, and we never will.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I pushed through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event!
Promises to one's community.
Helping people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Back to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We are back, and we had our conversation with somebody who was completely across the state, educating us on history and how we need to be more Pennsylvaniacs. Make sure you check out that podcast. Sounds like it's a great time. But also, if we're really focusing on good times, we know that Pittsburgh is where it's at. No offense, we had a great time knowing that we need to know more about Pennsylvania. But here in Pittsburgh, one of the things we love to do is throwbacks. And John, we talked about this with my dad last month when we did the first Atria's throwback on a Thursday night at Johnny Angel's Ginchy Stuff. And he's back because we're going to do it again next Thursday, not the 30th, but August 6th. And we're really excited because my dad is like, oh, you guys had a good time watching that throwback. Wait till you see this one. So welcome back, Dad.
Well, thank you. I'm loving the show tonight.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been a great, the whole weekend has been some great Pittsburgh content, and you are no stranger to Pittsburgh content. Tell us, what can we expect on the 6th at Johnny Angel's Ginchy Stuff?
Well, for those that don't know, I had COVID real bad in like 21 and didn't think I was going to be able to sing again. And so after like a year, a little over a year, we decided we're going to try a comeback show. And we did the comeback show at the Rivers Casino in the new showroom. And it was a sellout, and like 2,000 people showed up. And I was kind of nervous to be back on stage because I didn't know how good I was going to be able to sing. I had lung problems the whole bit. But the people that showed up were just incredible. I mean, a crowd of 2,000 people. I mean, the line went through the casino. And we took the stage, and we did a 2-hour and 20-minute show. And I think it was one of the best shows we've ever done. And so because of that, I get a lot of people that call and say, man, you got to do this again. You got to come back. You got to do this. And I've had some health issues, so I didn't know if we would ever come back again. So we got this idea to try to do a throwback to that day back in 2022. And I have the original video. For a lot of people who were there, they would like to see it. And those that weren't there and wish they were there, we thought this is a perfect opportunity. So we're going to show the movie, the 2-hour-plus concert that we did at Rivers Casino. And some of the halos are going to be there. We're going to have a Q&A a lot of questions from fans and followers over the years, and it's just going to be a throwback, good old time.
So, Jack, when you say some of the Halos are going to be there, that's cool. So, in the fact that, will you have questions for them saying, wait, what were you doing over there on the stage this night? Or will you let the people, because I know you want to know kind of how things were all developing because you were in the middle of the show. You don't necessarily know. It was such a great show. Or the people are going to ask the questions?
Both.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, what I'll do is I have several questions because like Pinky will be there. And Bubba will be there, and some of the horn section, and Bobby will be there. So I wanted to know from their perspective how that was for you. I know how it was for me. It was like,
right.
Unbelievable. And people that are coming are going to have a lot of questions for each one of us.
Yeah. So, Jack, it is at Johnny Angel's Ginchy Stuff, which is right down there next to the Bicycle Heaven in Manchester. It's a great time. And, Jack, the cool part is we were talking about history earlier, and your museum is part of history here in Pittsburgh. So people need to get down there just to do that. But this is a good time on August 6th to get down there. And all they have to do is go to your website and go to your Facebook page and find the link where it's not really like a money thing. It's just we want to know how many people are coming so we know how much Doughboy's Pizza Sicilian to order, right, Jack? That's your favorite.
I love it.
Yeah. So
but, we only have so many seats. There's like 50 seats. So I don't want people to have to crowd in. So once we hit 50, of course, we're going to cut it off.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to seeing you. It's set up perfectly where you can watch from any angle. And like John said, you can have a little tour of the museum and get some Q&A from your favorite Halos. So, Dad, we're looking forward to it. Make sure you visit Johnny Angel's Ginchy Stuff for more information, and we will see you on the 6th.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good one. It's
Jack,
John and... Oh, Lord. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Life moves fast, and having a primary care physician who knows you means someone is keeping pace with your health. At Independence Health System, your primary care doctor knows your history. They're your first call for checkups, screenings, telehealth visits, and everyday concerns, connecting you directly to a network of trusted specialists across our system and hospitals, all here for you. Find expert care here at Independence Health System.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. The source you trust for news and information that matters. News Radio KDKA. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
News. I'm Dave Packer. At least one person is dead, more than a dozen others injured after a car drove into a crowd at a pride parade in Berlin. Hundreds of thousands of people coming to celebrate what's known in Germany as Christopher Street Day.
Police say an active manhunt is underway for multiple suspects, but authorities are not elaborating on whether they believe this incident was an intentional act or an accident. The Pride event itself was canceled immediately, and people told to go home. This unfolded in a park along the parade route. Authorities saying that some people suffered life-threatening injuries.
ABC's Marcus Moore. Mandatory evacuations as a deadly wildfire spread across Western Europe, fueled by a record heat wave. Maine Democrats nominated fifth-generation logger Troy Jackson as the new nominee for U.S. Senate. He'll take on Republican Senator Susan Collins in November, taking the place of Graham Plattner, who withdrew from the race after a sexual assault allegation surfaced earlier this month, which he denies. This is ABC News.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Ms. Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I pushed through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Runners, walkers, families, this is your weekend. Friday, August 7th, kick things off at North Park with the Passavant Hospital Foundation 4K and 8K. Fresh air, great course, and a chance to support life-changing care right here at home. On Saturday, August 8th, it's all happening at Graham Park in Cranberry Township. The 5K is now timed, so bring your speed or just enjoy the run. Stick around. The kids' race follows. 2 days, all heart, one incredible cause. Sign up now at PassavantHospitalFoundation.org. See you at the starting line.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country. and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It will be clouding up a bit tonight with a low of 62. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, a high of 81. Some sun giving way to clouds Monday with a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, it's the weekend, but don't fret. I'll be back Monday, and we'll get the week started off right. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6 on Monday. Catch you then right here, KDKA.
Let's return to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is Rachel and John, as you heard, and we are just hanging out here on Saturday. And we did get a little taste of Yinzer Palooza today, too, as well. So it's quite the fun thing down there. But this is, Andrea has been a guest here with us. We've seen her at work. We've seen her doing good work in the area, vital sips and all this kind of stuff. But listen, we're adding more to your plate, but you're adding more to your plate, right? As you come in here. So tell us a little bit. So first welcome back to KDKA.
Well, hello.
Yeah, yeah. And appreciate that you take a Saturday evening to come in hang out with us.
Of course.
Yeah?
I love talking to you guys.
All right. So not only are you doing the Vital Sips thing, you have this other thing, the Pittsburgh Folk Festival that's happening. So tell us a little bit about that, because that goes into folk music, folklore, the type of food. Tell me about that.
So the Pittsburgh Folk Festival was around for 60 years.
Okay.
It started long ago. And it was a staple in the Pittsburgh community that brought together all the churches and the nationalities to celebrate over a 3-day weekend.
Okay.
So when COVID happened, it kind of went into hibernation.
Okay.
And I continuously spearheaded for a resurgence of the festival. And after talking with the board, they gave me the go-ahead to do a taste of the Pittsburgh Folk Festival. It's just a sample. The old festival was 3 days long, and it had tons and tons of people and tons of food and nationalities and dancing and learning and culture. Well, we're doing on August 1st a 1-day sample, a small size, of what the folk festival was. So we're calling it a taste of the Pittsburgh Folk Festival.
And I love that you have so much history, and you didn't think I was going to let you go because you told me a lovely, lovely story off air. Why is this so important to you? Because there are so many different festivals, which we love. We love the fact that Pittsburgh celebrates different cultures. There's always a reason to have some kind of like block party neighborhood thing. You just told me you were at the UFO festival last weekend, which
You
John
were?
Kecksburg, yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. So there's so many different things to celebrate. Why is this so important to you?
So the Pittsburgh Folk Festival is very near and dear to my heart because my mom and dad actually met folk dancing.
Aw, that's so cute.
44 years ago, they got married and had me. And at 2 years old, I was back on stage dancing. My mom and dad danced. All my siblings danced. We've danced with the Hungarians, the Slovaks, the Lithuanians. My mom did all the crafts for the festival for many, many years. My dad did the sight and layout. So the festival has been a part of my whole life growing up. That I've only known it.
So
my friends, Marin Patron,
yeah,
is literally my friend from the Pittsburgh Folk Festival.
I love that.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Years ago.
So you're very much like Marin and her family in that your family has been a part of this, because I remember Rachel saying that her family was a part of the Irish Festival as far as her dad performing,
Years
from the
ago.
Irish Festival years ago. So this is in your blood, right?
100%.
Yeah.
So those connections that I've made and my parents have made over the years are still very important today. Like my mom's very close friend, she knew from being part of the cultural world 50 years ago.
Yeah.
My dad saw somebody yesterday at the Munhall Main Street Market that he used to know from the folk festival way back when. So it is a community involved situation, no matter what way you look at it.
And listen, to know you, and not that we know you so well, but we've gotten to know you through the Irish Festival. You've been on the show, obviously, to talk about Vital Sips. We've seen you at different events. We've utilized your service because it's a great, coffee truck at different things as well. You never just are like, maybe I'll dip my toe. How do you see this? So you get this taste of for August 1st.
Yes. So
what can we expect?
On August 1st, it's from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. We have 15 nationalities that will be represented in dance. You can see Japanese performers that are called Peaceful Forest, and their mission is to perform 1,000 performances in each of the 50 states. We have the Grecian Odyssey dancers. We have the Chinese waist drum dancers. We have the Bhutanese dancers, German dancers. So you could see different nationalities perform.
And when you say that, it's really expression, because none of these dances are the same.
Correct.
Okay.
But also, 7 of those nationalities are also doing dance teaches. So you can learn belly dancing. You can learn
That's your
Chinese
thing.
dancing.
Yeah.
You can learn Croatian dancing.
Uh-huh.
All while you're at this event and participate, becoming involved in it. So not only can you see it, you can do it. And then we have 8 nationalities represented in food.
John, I was going to say this is your area.
German food, Ukrainian pierogies, Lebanese food. We have a Mexican taco truck. We have the Hungarian chimney cakes. Have you seen those?
No.
So they make this dough. It's a sweet dough, and they wrap it on a wood stick, and they put it over a fire, and it puffs up like a cone. And then they roll it in an orange cinnamon sugar. It's incredible. It's absolutely delicious.
I'm starving already, and that just made it worse.
And those are just some of the foods. We have so many more. And then inside, we have a marketplace that has different vendors. We have the Saucy African. He makes spaghetti sauce made with African spices.
Oh, wow.
We have the Irish Design Center will be there selling Irish items, of course.
Tom.
We have somebody... Tom will be there.
Mm-hmm.
We have somebody who's
having
going
that
to be...
grin.
Yes. We have somebody who's going to be doing pisunki eggs.
Sure.
Showing how to do
so
pisunki
cute.
eggs.
Yeah.
There's so many different things. And then we have a kids craft area where they can learn crafts from around the world, but with, smaller items and popsicle sticks and toilet paper tubes. But they're going to make crafts that represent things from around the world.
If people aren't watching on YouTube, you're not getting the passion. You literally can look at you. Honest to goodness, you don't just dip your toe in. When you are passionate about something, you go all in. So I hope that it becomes more than a taste of for next year. But for this year, August 1st, 11 to 7, where are they going?
It's going to be at Our Lady of Victory Maronite Church up on 1000 Tropical Avenue. You can get to it from Banksville Road.
I love that. This is so Pittsburgh. Yeah.
51. It's up Crane.
And it's Beachview.
It's Beachview. Yes.
Okay. How about that?
It's the big church hall. So inside the church hall is where the market and the dancing will be, and outside is where the food vendors will be. And there's a huge pavilion where you can sit outside and eat and listen to music. We have, hold on, I didn't tell you how Pittsburgh this is, right? Rick Seaback is going to be one of our MCs.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, Rick Seaback will be one of our MCs supporting the festival.
I love that. That is so great. You deserve it. I hope it's wonderful. We hope that you go, and we hope that this becomes an every year thing. Where can people find out more information?
They can go to A Taste of the Pittsburgh Folk Festival, or you can go to pittsburghfolkfestival.org and look it up online. And I think Taste the Pittsburgh Folk Festival on Instagram. But we've been posting what's going to happen, what dance groups are going to be there. You could try chicken paprikash, pierogies, or,
Yeah.
We're in.
Palachinkis.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
there's going
God.
to be cooking demonstrations too. I forgot that.
So you can belly dance and cook at the same time.
Oh, work it off.
Schedule the day.
That's it.
Schedule
That's the day.
That's it.
We
All right.
appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming in, and we hope we see you on August the 1st from 11 to 7. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA-radio.com.
Beyond the typical 9 to 5, where purpose and grit come together, where the American spirit and ingenuity are welcomed in places that could really use your skills and your experience. We're talking about the Peace Corps. With volunteers living and working in communities around the globe. And it's been called the toughest job you'll ever love. Tough, because it asks so much of you. To dig deeper, get your hands dirty, to go that extra mile, to rise to the occasion and meet challenges head on. And the love part comes from being part of something bigger than yourself. From building bonds that last a lifetime. It's knowing your hard work transformed lives, including your own. After 65 years, the Peace Corps is still the toughest job you'll ever love. Explore opportunities in more than 60 countries. Learn about benefits and apply at peacecorps.gov/serve.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. 800-676-1090. That's 800-676-1090.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
When Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Back to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right. So, truth be told, as I clear my throat on the radio,
Let me clear my throat.
We are stuffing our faces with food right now because we have been on the run all day. And we had promised producer Mike, who we'll talk to later in the show.
Yeah.
We had promised him that we'd bring him something from Mike's Beer Bar, friend of KDKA, friend of Odyssey.
And we didn't.
We just literally had no time to do that. We barely got out of Uber Lyft hell on Isabella in time to get here.
True story.
Yeah.
But here we are and enjoying our time with Mike. I do love whenever Mike's here. Yeah. Gotta admit that.
So we appreciate the delivery that we got. We won't shout him out. We just kind of did it all. It wasn't a favor or anything like that, but we had promised Mike. But Mike ended up having to order his own dinner.
Yeah,
so that was
poor
kind
Mike.
of because we ran out of there. But
we have great guests on tonight.
We sure do. And just to recap a little bit, the great weather, we thought we were done with the Picklesburg thing as of last weekend. And then the Pirates go, hey, Yinzer Palooza's up. So we went down there and had a little bit of good time. I just, so here we are another weekend doing some festivities, but this one was a lot cleaner as far as I didn't get sprayed on or anything today.
True.
But it was great. It's great the excitement that the Pirates bring.
For sure. Yeah. There were a couple of out-of-towners who were asking, what is Yinzer Palooza? And is that something where I can go to various neighborhoods and find out more? And I said, not today. Everybody kind of does their own thing and, kind of celebrates being a Pittsburgher in their own way, just like we just talked about the folk festival kind of thing. So this is the Pirates' way of saying, okay, we have a 3-day homestand. Come down.
Knock it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they literally just close off the
Federal Street
there, and it's a great time.
It's a great party. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great party. And but I want to go back to Andriana because, I grew up in McKees Rocks where there was the McKees Rocks Nationality Festival.
Okay. And was it like an all-day,
so it
couple
was
days?
An all-weekend thing. And every church, because I think, McKees Rocks and Stowe Township McKees Rocks is 1 square mile. I think there were 4 churches back in the day within McKees Rocks. So every church was a nationality. And so Mother of Sorrows was Italian, St. Mary's was German, my church was was Irish. So the Nationality Festival was something that knocked the socks off everybody because they had what were the Tamburitzins, and they had all these different nationality foods. That's where I kind of realized I don't really like Irish food until we met Tom Patrone, who makes a great Irish pot
He's
roast.
the Italian guy who makes some good Irish food.
Right.
For sure.
So I love this idea of bringing a sort of what she calls it a folk festival, but I love bringing back what's essentially like a nationality celebration festival.
For sure. Well, because I was talking to her off air about how often, the Bloomfield Little Italy days, people not complain, but they voice their opinions that it's not necessarily an Italian festival.
Yes. Right.
So there's pieces of it, the bocce tournament that they do and things like that. I mean, and a lot of it is awesome.
Yeah.
But people could weigh in and say it's more of an international food
It's grown
festival.
beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's grown beyond.
So it's become more international.
Part of it is, I guess, what do we call it? Socioeconomical, right? Because the place that made the best dinners, the chapel right there.
Okay.
You know, I think the church is.
Immaculate.
Was it?
Immaculate.
Wasn't
The
Maria
Immaculate Conception?
Goretti?
No.
Yeah, I can't remember, but they would have gnocchi one night.
Yeah,
they would
you've
have
told me
meatballs
this,
and all
but
that kind of stuff.
I
And I
didn't
missed
know.
that. But I mean, it's not Bloomfield's fault. The church is not open anymore. You
Right,
know, that kind of
sure.
thing. And so, but it was always fascinating. And you know, it was a, you know, as I always say, Rachel is my dearest friend and business partner, but also, you know, there's part of it, she's attached to Italian cooking.
Yep.
And, you know, I always have to have somebody near to me in my Irish-German life that does some type of Italian cooking that's really, really good, because I can't go without meatballs and stuff. So that's why I always liked the Italian market.
Sure.
But I think I would like this folk festival as well.
Well, and you know, jokingly, as she was leaving, you know, Andreana said, I mean, it's from 11 to 7. You're only on the radio,
Yeah.
you know, starting at the time. It is true. But if you were listening last night, we also were asked to go to the original Pittsburgh winery, which I want to do it all.
Yeah.
We can't call off because now
Just
they're
take
listening.
the microphones on the road. We'll just call
We
in.
got to figure it out.
Yeah.
There's so many good things happening, and I love it. Pittsburgh is full of great festivals. Soak up that sun, because summer's still happening, and we can enjoy these festivals. We have something even more unique. I don't want to wish summer away, but somebody has taken a very hyper local focus on a Stuff a Bus opportunity, and we're going to talk to him next. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
University of Pittsburgh head football coach Pat Narduzzi. Have to ask you about Mr. Beast. This guy is worth $2.6 billion on paper. He decides to visit. What was that all about?
I'm still waiting for that check from him.
Okay.
I haven't got the check yet.
Mr. Beast, send the check to University of Pittsburgh football.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
Nate Bargatze. It's a lot to have two dogs because you got to open the back door and let two dogs out.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. PPG Paints Arena, July 30th and 31st. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. The source you trust for news and information that matters. News Radio, KDKA.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer.
A manhunt tonight in Berlin after a vehicle drove into a crowd during the German capital's Pride Parade today, leaving at least one person dead, 17 injured, some with life-threatening injuries. ABC's Marcus Moore.
Authorities are not elaborating on whether they believe this incident was an intentional act or an accident. The Pride event itself was canceled immediately. Images from the scene that show numerous ambulances there, this unfolding in a park along the parade route, and authorities saying that some people have suffered life-threatening injuries. A terrible night for people there in Berlin.
Staying in Europe, where some countries have issued evacuation orders for popular destinations as wildfires spread. In parts of France and Spain, tourists have been told to prepare to leave at a moment's notice. Local officials in the hard-hit Madrid region say that these are some of the worst fires they've ever seen. Today, Democrats in Maine selecting a new candidate to take on Republican Senator Susan Collins in November in a critical Senate race that could determine the balance of power in Congress.
His name is Troy Jackson, and he's known as the liberal lumberjack. He's a fifth-generation logger from Maine who also served as president of the Maine Senate and is considered a progressive Democrat. He previously supported Graham Plattner as the Democratic Senate nominee, even rallied with him shortly before last month's primary. Plattner won that primary, but then suspended his campaign after being accused of sexual assault by a former girlfriend, which he denies.
ABC's Christian Cordero. ABC News has learned that President Trump will meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky this Tuesday at the White House. A Ukrainian official confirmed that Zelensky will be in Washington, D.C. already for the funeral of late Senator Lindsey Graham. And Zelensky said today that he was directing Ukraine's intelligence services to share information regarding Russia's military assistance of Iran. Meantime, after nearly 2 weeks of trading deadly strikes, the U.S. and Iran have, at least for now, paused their attacks. You're listening to ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
These days, heading back to school means more than pencils and notebooks. It means laptops, tablets, online accounts, and a lot of personal information moving across the internet. WebRoot Total Protection gives families powerful online defense tools with antivirus, VPN, cloud backup, identity protection, and more, helping keep your digital life secure throughout the school year and beyond. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 60% off today. That's webroot.com/radio for 60% off. Live a better digital life with WebRoot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
Pre-trial hearing in the murder case of the singer David Burke, known as David, is expected to continue on Monday. During Friday's hearing, alleged text messages between Burke and the victim, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, revealed she had an abortion. The 15-year-old's body was found dismembered in the trunk of a car owned by Burke. Trial attorney Sarah Azari.
We're getting a preview of the dress rehearsal for the prosecution, and we're getting sort of a sneak preview of what the defense will be, which is forensics.
In Congo, the number of confirmed cases of Ebola has reached 2,973, including 1,309 deaths, according to the government there, which calls this the fastest-growing outbreak on record. President Trump got a few laughs at the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night, taking a few swipes at reporters. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
Trump did make a few jokes, like this one about his health secretary and the beef being served at dinner.
Bobby Kennedy is right here, personally ran over the cow in his car.
But most of his hour-long speech had the president taking swipes at members of the press, lines that largely fell flat in the room. Trump congratulating journalists who won awards for their work, including a team from the Wall Street Journal who wrote a story about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein that prompted Trump to file a defamation lawsuit, a judge dismissing that suit, which Trump has since refiled.
The dinner is normally held in April, but was rescheduled after a gunman who's now facing assassination attempt charges broke through security. Dave Packer, ABC News.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments, just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Here he comes. Surprise!
There's an avocado shortage. Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you. Also, you're out of napkins.
Those aren't cheap. Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot. Looks like you're in a turf war.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll have some more clouds around as we head through tonight, a low of 62. A partly sunny day for tomorrow with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, a high of 81. We can still see a thunderstorm tomorrow night. It will be partly cloudy, low 66. For AccuWeather, I'm Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's Rachel and John on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's
I don't know the
singing
words.
Elijah, can you jump in on that? Yeah.
What's the song? It's all right. It's all right. All right. She moves in mysterious ways. All right. Now you are in. That was so good. And nobody ever sings with me, so I appreciate it.
And I'm definitely
John
not singing there because I don't even like those guys. So.
Yeah, John is one of those people who, if you bring up U2, he gets really like, yeah.
Yeah.
You are an old soul trapped in this young body. And it's taken way too much time for us to talk to you on the air because we finally had the awesome opportunity to meet you, Elijah, at Bakery Square.
Yeah.
Did not put two and two together. Had seen you through social media that you were doing some great things, particularly for school boards, and we have something in common.
Yeah.
And but did not make the connection until after you ate strawberry Jell-O pretzel salad in record time.
Well, that was the chugging of the Turner's tea. This was a different competition.
Yes.
I got to go off. Yeah.
Yes.
You chugged. Okay. Why didn't you try the strawberry Jell-O pretzel eating then?
Well, I thought it was either
Too
one
messy?
way or another, but I love me some strawberry pie, but you got to indulge in it.
You
Gotta
do.
enjoy
You do.
It. Can't be something you rush.
How did you love chugging?
It was, let's just say it was good for the time being, and I was walking around with my girlfriend afterwards, and I said, I'm glad that it was 40 seconds that I just can't get back, but that I did. You know,
Okay.
So wouldn't take it back.
Isn't it crazy that all the stuff we're going to talk about that you're doing good, and what we know you for is chugging Turner's.
Mistakenly chugging. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, I posted it right on Instagram afterwards, and I didn't realize that it would take off the way it did.
Yeah.
And
So
so
funny.
we're now at like 250,000 views on that video.
Oh my God.
Pretty crazy. So known for probably going to be coming back, but hey,
I love it.
let's
Yeah.
see it.
Too
Round
bad
two.
we didn't have on your T-shirt, get the stuff of us in August kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about it. So many different organizations do things like a Stuff-A-Bus. What is your event that's coming up? Again, on August 1st. There's so much going on.
Yeah, so on August 1st from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., we're going to be hosting at Generations House of Worship in Brackenridge, PA. We're hosting tons of yard sale vendors, small businesses, and we're just bringing together so many cool activities like chicken poop bingo.
Yeah,
You've
what's
heard of
I just saw that on your
So,
social media.
so
Yeah.
you've all heard of like cow patty bingo, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you hear traditional bingo, but this time for smaller events, there is a woman in my community who hosts chicken poop bingo, where you buy a square, and if the chicken goes to the bathroom on your square, you win some money. You take home
Oh my
some money.
God.
Big
That
winner.
is hysterical.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you come up with this, or is this something that is often practiced?
Well,
is she known for this?
So I guess she is new to that kind of. She just started her business with it, and so we're proud to be one of her first couple of events. But yeah, she's just starting out, and it's taken off really really well with some traction.
So funny.
So Elijah, let's back up a second. Like, tell us, like, we're looking at you. You don't have any gray hair. You don't have any, you're.
Me neither, but I dye mine.
You're a good, young guy, and you've done a lot of things. So I think we're remiss by not saying, tell us a little bit about how you got started with all of this and what you've done prior to this.
Yeah, so I started in my community as kind of a voice of reason for folks, I want to say, and someone to bridge that generational gap. And whenever I was running for school board of directors...
That's what he said. How old are you?
Yeah, so I was running for office whenever I was 17, and I took the position at the age of 18.
There you go.
Becoming one of the youngest electeds in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
so I realized that a couple of my community concerns were making sure that students had school supplies for their school year, because in Pennsylvania we promise everyone a free and equal public education, and it's written in our Constitution, separating us out from every state, yet some kids don't have the adequate amounts of school supplies to have that educational success.
Can you stop there? Did you know that prior to being on the board? And that's what sort of prompted you to want to do it, or were your eyes open once you were on?
So this was actually something that I recently had kind of come around the corner to, is that Pennsylvania is very unique within its constitution. I mean, one of the founding states, and, taking that back, we promise kids a free and equal education, yet, adequate supplies aren't given or provided for that fair public education that.
So where's the resource, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're on the school board, and now are you still on the school board?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm about 2.5 years into my tenure.
Okay,
So
all
I have a
right.
4-year
And
term.
so now part of this is from your firsthand observance as a school board member, you're doing this. So, and this is not the first year you've done this, right?
No, this is I think we're coming up to either year 3 or 4 that I've been doing it. So
Elijah, can I just take a minute?
I know.
Can I just tell you how inadequate of an adult I feel when I'm talking to you?
You should.
You
Yeah.
know?
Thank
I mean, geez, how proud. Now, your bodyguards are here. I don't know if your parents are here, but your bodyguards are here. But how proud are they? I mean, I know we're not here to make you blush, but geez, oh man, dude, you're
It's
a
amazing.
good dude.
yeah, I mean the organization, they started this 15 years ago. And
Okay.
So I joined around 4 years ago when I was 16. So, but as said, recently noticing a lot more of an upkeep and problem when joining school board with firsthand experiences. And then, yeah, the parents are extremely proud. I mean, I'm taking up half of my dad's garage that he has. So, and they're providing me with their gratuity. So,
Wow.
love it.
Well,
Let
all
me
right.
ask you this, because I feel like you have an answer to this. Do you have a goal in your mind, and are you one of those people who says, I have the low end goal and then I have the goal? Right, for stuffing the butt, for gaining the supplies.
So since this is our first year, we're actually testing this out.
Okay.
Because last year we actually had a phenomenal success with our event.
Okay.
But I thought, we can hand out a plate of spaghetti, and that's great. That's serving the people. That's doing the mission.
Sure.
We're doing all the footwork. But what better way than to solve a problem than by uprooting it? And so, exactly as a bad weed in the bunch, you want to uproot it with the sense of community, bringing them together, letting them recognize the problem that they have in the community or surrounding even, because we make an impact hyper-focused in the Alley-Kiski Valley, serving over 400 kids every year. And now we're serving over 200 plus teachers with school supplies for at least, letting kids be able to wipe down their desk and have that safety in the classroom as well. So
Sure.
impacting a lot more on the broader basis. So we were just wanting to uproot that problem at this year. So this is our first year with the bus. We're hoping to fill it. It's a 30-passenger bus, about a medium-sized bus. So I'm trusting the community comes out, shows up, and signs up.
And
to
the
be a vendor
donations
to
that you're collecting
do it.
stay in your community unless they overflow, right?
Well, we specifically overflow. So anyone that the Paul Field Back to School Bash serves, it's through the Salvation Army of the Allegheny Valley, but it's through the Paul Field Back to School Bash. And so
Got it.
they serve an abundance of zip codes And whomever signs up then gets the opportunity to come get a backpack that day on August 15th.
Despite us feeling inadequate, we're going to invite you to stay
Speak
for
for
yet
yourself.
another
No, I'm just
segment.
kidding.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So are you interested in staying for another segment?
Yeah.
There's still so much more to talk about.
Yes, there's still daylight out there. So.
I mean, we are just so impressed and so grateful for your service, and we are just so proud of you. So thank you so much for joining us. It's John and Rachel and Elijah, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Your source for the AccuWeather forecast. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
With special needs achieve their full potential through inclusive education, therapy services, and job skills development, serving students ages 5 to 21 with Down syndrome, autism, and other intellectual disabilities. Find them within select Catholic schools in the Pittsburgh area, including a post-secondary program at Duquesne University. For over 70 years, St. Anthony School programs have empowered students of all faiths to live independently and contribute meaningfully to society. Learn more or donate at stanthonykids.org.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
When Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Join Rob Pratt every Sunday at 11 a.m. for Black and Gold Sunday, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer. Rob keeps you posted on Pittsburgh sports with 2 hours of exciting talk. That's Black and Gold Sunday, 11 to 1, presented each week by Coons Market.
There's a world of opportunity out there, beyond the typical 9 to 5, where purpose and grit come together, where the American spirit and ingenuity are welcomed in places that could really use your skills and your experience. We're talking about the Peace Corps, with volunteers living and working in communities around the globe. And it's been called the toughest job you'll ever love. Tough, because it asks so much of you. To dig deeper, get your hands dirty, to go that extra mile, to rise to the occasion and meet challenges head on. And the love part comes from being part of something bigger than yourself, from building bonds that last a lifetime. It's knowing your hard work transformed lives, including your own. After 65 years, the Peace Corps is still the toughest job you'll ever love. Explore opportunities in more than 60 countries. Learn about benefits and apply at peacecorps.gov/serve.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I pushed through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Let's return to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Elijah, here we go. I'm going to go for it. Majorca.
Yes, sir.
I did it phonetically.
You need it
over
more
here.
Pittsburgh, like Majorca.
Yeah, Majorca. Yeah, go get parking, Yins. So Elijah is a school board member, and at 18 years old, and someone we met through a contest, and the contest was literally this crazy thing, and then we find out he has all this respect within his hometown and his community, and we're like, wait, what the heck? So we find out now that you firsthand recognize that your school district and other school districts in the area, just like anything else, the teachers don't have what they need, which means the students don't have what they need. We talk about the students needing food and various breakfasts and things like that, and the teachers don't even have crayons and pencils and paper. So Elijah, you've been doing this how many years again? Have you been collecting these items?
About 4 years.
Yeah, and so over those 4 years, have you seen a difference in what? I'm sure you've seen an increase, but have you seen a difference in what items are needed? Because the education has changed.
Sure.
Education has changed over the last 4 years in general, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the supplies that I found myself really stocking up upon is those 3-ring binders. You can never get
So those are still part of school. How about that?
Those are
my
still
kids
part of
love that.
school, and those are also we find a lot of teachers needing them for each subject.
Oh,
so each subject requires a 3-ring binder, and sometimes these 3-ring binders are about $4 or $5 a piece.
Yeah.
Adding up on the bill, so you're ending up paying for about $25 worth of 3-ring binders.
Yeah.
So,
and you mentioned backpacks earlier. So is this all going to? Is the system to create a backpack, or the system is to create a stockpile of items and then give out to what people need?
Yeah, so what we do at our event on August 15th, that is the final event to distribute the backpacks, we get all these supplies, and we kind of have now done where we lay out all of the supplies. But in years past, we would stuff it with a couple of folders and then a 3-ring binder. But now we've gotten, an abundance of folks signing up for the event with our expansions. And, it's just great seeing all the kids coming by. We hand them a folder, stuff their backpack with the supplies, and the amount of joy that you get from, a kid decorating their backpack with a couple of keychains at the end is always worth the while. So
it's he makes it sound so simple.
Yeah.
How do people help? How do we help? If we're not in the district, how do we help?
Yeah, so we have a couple of drop boxes actually located around the Allegheny Valley. One at Representative Mandy Steele's office. We have one at State Senator Lindsey Williams' office in the Heights Plaza. We have one at our Allegheny Valley Community Library. Folks can come out to our event on August 1st. That we have probably over 20-plus people signed up to be vendors. We got the chicken bingo going. We got lots of yard games. We got face painting. I'm going to get pied in the face.
Oh, boy.
So lots of just
Are you going to drink Turner's iced tea?
Hey, that'd be
if you need to,
fun,
right? Whatever it takes.
If I need to, whatever it takes.
And that event is to raise money and collect items. And then what happens as far as the distribution then? You talked about the kids come by and pick up something. Is there a certain date that they're given or the teachers are given to kind of come, I guess, kind of in a way, shopping for the things they need?
Yeah, so on August 15th will be our event from, I think, either 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., where we have families lined up at the Salvation Army of Allegheny Valley. And usually folks line up an hour beforehand to our events. So get there early if you'd like to get a backpack. If you're not signed up, we recommend you sign up under the Salvation Army of Allegheny Valley's Facebook page. Feel free to contact them there. And if not, we do sometimes take overflow depending on how many we have. So we recommend to sign up, but if you're coming as overflow, give us a couple minutes and we'll bear with you and hopefully get you some supplies as well. So,
that's amazing.
When are you running for governor?
I know, seriously.
Right.
I mean, I'm not kidding.
Right.
I mean, we do like the governor, but
yeah, we like the governor, but we know he has other things, right? But I mean, no, you're a. Do you go to speak to other kids about how they can be responsible and not do you want to preach to them like, hey, look at me, but you could just be the mentor
like
for
a voice
them,
of
right?
reason, yeah.
And yeah, that's what it is community based. We have a couple of folks that are young entrepreneurs coming to this event. So, what better way than to, as I said, uproot the cause than by, bringing in these local based community vendors or resources. And, being able to reach out to them. Like we have a program called the Teen Spot coming. That's a local spot that's been in my community. And after school, they host students who are wanting extra homework help, wanting an outlet to go to in my community. So that's just one of the ways that we can really uproot the community and really rejuvenate and rehabilitate the community is by supporting local businesses, letting them pass out their resources, letting the kids know, hey, we're here for you.
Wait, do you know Jurgen from Yinsmart? He's from up that way.
Yeah, you should know
Jurgen?
him. Is he from up that way?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We
need to connect you.
We need to connect you. He's an entrepreneur.
So, we need to make sure that people know they can make donations. I understand that it might not be in your community, it may not be in your school district, but you need to recognize that somebody we're always complaining about the youth. And we're always saying they don't understand, they're not doing enough. This person is the example of what we were complaining about, and he's doing it. So how can we support him
Bridging
more,
the generational gap. Right?
Seriously, right. That's it. And, help support it. I was thinking, like, as you were saying, Lindsay Williams, she has an office on McKnight Road. Mm-hmm. That's literally her office. So you guys, you are close enough. Go drop something off or make a donation in some way.
We'll get to her one way or another.
We're doing it, John.
Let's do it.
We won't say how much, but we'll pledge.
Listen, yeah, right. Well, yeah, we will drop something off or pledge something, but we have.
Is there a Venmo or a?
Yeah. I got Venmo on my Facebook. Follow me on all socials.
Wait, is it your Facebook versus we got
Facebook and we got Generations House of Worship. They'll take the donations by check. They'll take them by mail. It'll all go through them too as well. If you have and willing to be a vendor, reach out to me and we'll sort that up. If you can pay the day of the event as well and you make your money then, we're more than happy to take you. As I said, it's all about community connections, community peace. It completes our puzzle.
The social media addresses. What is it all again? Give that one last time.
So my social media is Eli Majaka, just my first and last name. That's Eli and then Majocha. And then Generations House of Worship is going to be the place we're hosting it at, 8 to 2 p.m. And we got so many fun activities, guys. You don't want to miss out. August 1st from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Totally in. All right, we have one quick question. What would make us revoke your Yinzer card?
If I'm not rooting for Jalapeno Hannah at a Pirates game, please revoke my Yinzer card.
Well said. You are truly our future. We appreciate you so much. Please follow him and help out however you can. It's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event!
Promises to one's community.
Healthy people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life. Your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. A manhunt tonight in Berlin after a vehicle drove into a crowd during the German capital's Pride Parade today, leaving at least one person dead, 17 injured, some with life-threatening injuries. ABC's Marcus Moore.
Authorities are not elaborating on whether they believe this incident was an intentional act or an accident. The Pride event itself was canceled immediately. Images from the scene that show numerous ambulances there, this unfolding in a park along the parade route, and authorities saying that some people have suffered life-threatening injuries. A terrible night for people there in Berlin.
Evacuation orders in parts of France and Spain as wildfires spread. Tourists have been told to prepare to leave at a moment's notice. Democrats in Maine selecting Troy Jackson to take on Republican Senator Susan Collins in November in a critical Senate race. Jackson previously supported Graham Plattner as the Democratic Senate nominee. Plattner suspended his campaign after being accused of sexual assault by a former girlfriend, which he denies. This is ABC News.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
Can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
Boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
The world used to be afraid to say the word AIDS. Now, we speak out.
I just want to raise money to make sure people have dignity for the rest of their life and be able to live a little better.
We thought it was a disease that affected a few. Now we know it affects us all. Every year around the world, we reach hundreds of thousands with testing, prevention, and treatment. But HIV isn't over. More than 150,000 people are living with HIV in the United States, and they don't know it. But while others are cutting back, we are stepping up. When the world looked away, we didn't, and we never will.
Hi, I'm Peter Sagal. When we were growing up, my two brothers and I just loved our Uncle Ted. He was like a really cool big brother who always brought around the best toys and took us to the best places and with whom we always had the most fun. It was odd, though, when we got older, to realize he wasn't nearly as outgoing and adventurous with other adults. I found out much later that this might have had something to do with the ostomy bag he wore ever since he was diagnosed with Crohn's disease as a teenager and had part of his lower intestine removed. Theodor Skolnick, my Uncle Ted, died last year at the age of 80, never having once mentioned his illness to me or my brothers. He left a large bequest to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation to help fund better treatments for these diseases and also to help other people, old and young, seek and get help for the situation that he was never able to talk about. Don't feel you need to hide your Crohn's or colitis. Go to spillyourguts.org to learn more about the treatments available and even find a specialist. That's spillyourguts.org.
When you get a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, things get real.
And nobody understands that better than the Parkinson's Foundation. All across the country, we provide resources and support in the fight against Parkinson's, a neurological disease that affects movement.
The Parkinson's Foundation is dedicated to improving care and advancing research towards a cure.
And when you call our helpline, you'll speak to a real person who can help you find the right information. Because while living with Parkinson's can be challenging, there are things you can do to improve your quality of life. So, whether you're newly diagnosed, have been living with Parkinson's for years, or caring for a loved one,
When Parkinson's gets real, find real answers at the Parkinson's Foundation.
go to parkinson.org or call our helpline at 1-800-4PD-INFO, 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It will be clouding up a bit tonight with a low of 62. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, a high of 81. Some sun giving way to clouds Monday with a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 85. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. It's Steelers Camp Week, what you need to know. Plus, Michael Bartley has a big announcement.
Let's return to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
We promised ourselves that we wouldn't talk about Picklesburg anymore because it's 360-some days away again.
But we were getting
However,
Picklesburg vibes today,
yes,
right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But producer Mike came to the stage with us last weekend. We have not had a chance to recap that with Mike. Mike, did you survive Picklesburg?
I did survive Picklesburg.
You even came back another day, brought your sister.
Yeah.
So you came up on stage. So this is where I'm going to complain. Like, you came and you took all the clean contests because later in the weekend, we were spat upon a couple of times. Now, I'm not talking about a lot, but just one little piece of pickle seed is more than enough. So I don't know how you avoided all that stuff.
I mean, sometimes it's better to be luckier.
Yeah, there you go.
But Mike, you realize that we're not being like whiny people. When I say spat on, like my guy from Ohio, I misread the calculations, let's say.
So you wouldn't get that from a Pittsburgher. Of course. It's just let the record state itself.
True story, true story.
It's Ohio.
And this guy is such a pain in the behind. I mean, he comes in, he's all like in his towel. Is it a towel, John?
Oh, yeah,
he
has
like
a beach towel with his face on it. He wears
an
it as
umbrella.
a cape.
He puts the umbrella out. It's his face. He's like, I am Mr. I forget. His name is Joe Smith, for real.
Yeah, that's not his hotel name.
No.
Right.
No. And so he's all into it. And FlySpace always gives me an asterisk next to the winner. And they had marked him. And I was like, okay. And I say it. And then this guy goes, hold on. Like, he realizes he had the lower amount, the lower time. And Joe is like this. And all of a sudden he starts, and it all just starts coming out. The photographer, John, the two people next to him. I see it from across the stage. I'm like, thank God he's on the other side of the stage. Disgusting. You missed it all. It was like the Shamu splash zone.
Sounds interesting.
You know when you hold your thumb over the end of a hose and it's kind of, it
That's a
frays
great
out,
analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
He had his fingers over his mouth trying to not do that, but it
Made it
kind
worse.
of just made the spray a little bit wider.
It happens, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I was a little worried during our
Yeah.
event when I was there. There was a couple people that were looking like they were gonna
Queeze?
let it
Queasy
rip.
peeps?
So
Mike, are you amazed when you get up on the stage there at Picklesburg when you look out there and think like, wow, this is crazy. It's about pickles.
yeah, everyone wants to get some pickles in their life. So
But Mike, I don't think people realize, when we say like we MC, you get it. We were there. It's on the hour. So every hour is a different contest, eating, drinking, and pickle bobbing. And what's crazy is that whatever area you're in, and we've been in Market Square, we've been in various areas. This was PPG. And as people are walking by and they're going to the various vendors and they're eating and they're enjoying themselves, you can see out there and you can see a couple people walking back and forth. When this starts, whole new ballgame.
I mean, it's an interesting event to see people chugging jars of pickle juice, bringing goggles up on stage and trying to bob for pickles.
Yeah.
And just, you know, throwing down some pickles.
They get into it.
Mike, we know you want to get into sports play-by-play broadcasting, and does a recording of that pickle bobbing help you at all?
I mean, I guess there's
is that a career
little bit of
starter
of a correlation. I mean, hey, there was a rugby player up there.
Yeah.
The event, so.
Well, you know, he won.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if you knew.
Yeah, and then you got the the doctor that was snubbed. He came back, had
yes
sportsmanship there. So I mean, you see all these people from different fields. They're all uniting into one for pickles.
My God, over pickles. For the love of pickles. Mike, you don't love pickles, but you enjoy yourself a good festival. What did you try there that you were pleasantly surprised?
The crab rangoon.
Yeah.
Was absolutely
hands down. Yeah.
I will say there was a lot of variations of the pickle pizza. Out of all the variations, the Montour Junction one had the best one.
Okay. You did tell me that.
I will say that. A couple of them had pickle pizza with red sauce. I mean, that's a mistake right there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I did not try that I really wanted to try was the Millie's pickled ice cream. That there was just a massive line that I just couldn't stand in. So
you know, I did not get it this year. I had Millie's. I have Millie's every day that I'm there.
Millie's is amazing in its own right. So
I had it last year. It's really refreshing.
Yeah,
it was really good.
I mean, they make it locally. It's locally sourced. So I mean, I could see why there's a massive line. But
yeah. But I mean, you know, pickles aren't for every food group. So you wouldn't think about combining pickles and ice cream.
I think it's just overall in general, I think the atmosphere, it's a great event to go down. It's
right.
It's unfortunate that the smoke kind of put a scare to people, and especially with severe, allergies, conditions.
Sure.
I will say I did start to feel it on Friday, the
did
second
you?
day. The first day, very humid. Wasn't as bad. I mean, well, to me, second day, not as humid. I'm like, okay. I mean, we're getting a little wind tunnel where we're at.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, when I was going across the Clementi Bridge, my chest was
Is that right?
Yeah,
really?
My chest was feeling really heavy, and I was like, oh no. I was like, I hope nothing else happens. So thankfully nothing did, but yeah. Another thing I wasn't really crazy for was the Turner's pickled iced tea. I was a little disappointed. So
What were you expecting?
I don't know. I don't want to say sweeter because it's pickled tea. So,
yeah, right.
But I guess I was kind of setting myself up there. So unfortunately, wasn't a big fan of that. But I wouldn't say there was anything else that I was like, I mean, everything else was pretty good in its own right.
Surprisingly, right?
Yeah.
John, what did you have?
Hang on. I was Mike, if you don't mind me asking, Mike. Is there any restaurant there? Because we know that not everybody sells pickle pizza every day, right? So is there any restaurant like the Crab Rangoons where you say, wait, I liked what they served. I'm going to go try that restaurant now?
I mean, I'm trying to think. Wingstop had the limited time wings. I know they don't serve those pickle brine wings or whatever.
But the way they serve them, are you like, I should probably try them because I think that's why people are involved, right? So they get known for it, or Mancini's. I mean, Mancini's, everybody goes to Mancini's.
Yeah,
anyways, right. Yeah. So nothing turned you on and said, okay, I should go try this restaurant.
There was I don't know what the restaurant was. It was like that street leading up to the bridge, to the Clementi Bridge. There was a pickle brine chicken sandwich that they had on display, and I saw everyone was in line for that. I was like, oh, this. I don't think they really have. They don't have that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. So
the people the name escapes me right now that made the Crab Rangoons.
Yuzu.
That's
Yuzu.
Yuzu.
That's where I want to go because I feel like their service was impeccable at Picklesburg, which is very difficult, and the food was.
I really liked about this year for Picklesburg is it was orderly in a sense. Like where the commotion was, how they organized the crowd, you go onto one bridge, you can't come back on that bridge. It was like they had it set up in a rotation.
Yeah.
And I think it was really orderly. And like you said with the lines, I think the lines for Picklesburg, I know Yinzer-Palooza was a little different. I think the Picklesburg lines, at least when I was there, they moved more efficiently. You weren't waiting there a whole while, at least from my experience.
I agree. Yeah, and I actually talked to the operations person from FlySpace yesterday, and she was saying the same thing. It was a definite internal win for them to be able to make that happen.
And I'm glad that, there wasn't any, crazy events that happened, especially with the smoke and the wildfires. So it's really nice to see that it worked out. So
absolutely.
Other than the person who came up and told us we were crappy people.
Oh, well. Okay, we went there. We did that again.
We're going to come back. We have to, talk about the holidays that aren't really holidays.
Mike loves this.
While Mike's here, it's John and Rachel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog! Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
80 million listeners depend on AM radio to always be on, delivering news, sports, talk, traffic, and weather reports you can trust. AM radio also delivers vital emergency information when you need it most. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act to keep AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I push through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers, and someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and save thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Back to Rachel and John on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Mike, get back on the headphones.
What's your favorite
here
part,
and the
Mike?
microphone. This is how we know that you're here and we're all together. We celebrate it with some pizza.
Wait, real quick, Mike. What did you think of Elijah singing with me?
I have no comment. So, I mean, some things don't change.
He was so happy to do it.
Yeah,
jumped right in.
I mean, I'm far from that. So
I know. From happy? I know, Mike. All right, so you love our national holiday. Well, you don't love it. You love listening to the monstrosities that are Idiocracies. Any of the C's. John, did you look them up, or do you?
I did
want
not.
me to go by them? Okay,
no, I did not.
All right, guys. First of all, it is National Day of the Cowboy. I have to tell you guys, I've never even watched a cowboy movie ever.
My dad is such a cowboy guru.
What?
John Wayne. Clint Eastwood, all of them. He loves the old black and white movies and all that. Just so by default, the good, the bad, the ugly, Josie Wales, whatever John Wayne was in, that TV show Gunsmoke.
I was just gonna say Gunsmoke was my grandfather's
starring
favorite.
James Arnett as Matt Dillon.
Wait, my relatives in Florida, they go to Vegas frequently, but they always make sure that they go to Vegas for the cowboy convention. They have like saddle riding, all this kind of stuff.
My husband and I were there the weekend after.
You know what my
No, I didn't know that.
One of my biggest, I don't know how to explain it, ick or whatever.
Yeah.
When people try to act cowboy when they're not. I absolutely hate that.
Mike, that was good.
Mike, we should actually play you the
your
podcast
segment.
episode. But when we had a singer on and he was talking like this, and then suddenly he went, "Well, then I'm gonna sing this song," and we're like, "Oh, what just happened there?" We didn't say it out loud, but yeah, I would agree with you, Mike. When you go to Dallas or you visit anywhere down in Texas, people are walking around in cowboy hats, cowboy boots, because that's what they
can't stand.
That's literally that's how they live. Right? But the people that fake it are even worse.
That you're living in a nice neighborhood and you're out there with your beat up pickup truck with your cut off vest trying to act country. I can't.
And it gives you the ick. That was good. I love it, Mike. All right. So it's also today celebrating National Wine and Cheese Day. I don't need a national
I'll take
holiday.
that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love them both.
But I mean, isn't that sort of something you just do? I don't know.
Yeah.
If you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
National Hot Fudge Sundae Day. I know. I thought, boy, John hears this. He's going to be all in. Cherry on top or no, Mike?
No.
Oh,
Not a cherry guy.
No, me neither, Mike. Yeah. And to be honest with you, you keep the ice cream. I'll just take the hot fudge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hello, you two. I would like the whole thing, and I'll take the whipped cream and the cherry.
Oh, you'll take the cherry? Even though they're not real cherries, right? Aren't they like grapes that are
Sure, but
dyed
there's
to be
something
red?
about them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's just something about that sweetness. I don't know.
Right.
National Merry-Go-Round Day. Stupid.
Yeah, okay.
Like this is gonna make you
I
mad.
mean, merry-go-rounds make me sleep.
Oh yeah.
Let
You think
alone-
they should be
let alone
banned?
Celebrating them. No, I mean, hey, when
Grandma needs something to do.
someday when I'm older, that's the only ride I will want to ride, but not today.
That's funny. That is really funny. All right. National Thread the Needle Day, and it is observed annually on this day. Since the phrase thread the needle has multiple meanings, we recognize several ways to celebrate this national day. Stupid.
And how would we do that?
Yeah, how would
I mean, do you really want to know? Okay.
I guess you guys threaded the needle from Yinzerpalooza to here.
Get
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Modern sports as well, to execute precision and political discourse to describe negotiating a tight, high-stakes compromise. Stupid,
Okay.
guys. It's
Yeah.
just stupid.
Yeah.
Very stupid.
Yeah.
And we don't like it. And then final is National Hire a Veteran Day. Again, should be all the time.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just a given.
That's just
Right.
a given.
Right. I love that it's like, it's
Recognized.
It's, recognized and it, perks your interest up in it. But yeah, every day should be that as well.
Right. We don't need
Yeah.
a day for that. Mike, I love this ick thing. We talk all the time about how we need a Mike segment. That's it. You're going to need to develop the next time you're on, or you need to come on the podcast and tell us what gives Mike the ick. Because
What gives Mick the ick?
I mean, it literally is the perfect explanation because the whole cowboy thing is so weird. And you just described it so well. That's the perfect.
It's just so unnecessary.
Mike, so you wouldn't be caught walking with your thumbs down in your belt?
Nah, I think I'm good.
He said, I think I'm good. All right, Mike, it was great chatting with you. We missed you at Yinzerpalooza, but we were happy to have you at Picklesburg and even more happy to be with you tonight. Take us out.
It's John and Rachel and producer Mike on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
University of Pittsburgh head football coach Pat Narduzzi. Have to ask you about Mr. Beast. This guy is worth $2.6 billion on paper. He decides to visit. What was that all about?
I'm still waiting for that check from him.
Okay.
I haven't got the check yet.
Mr. Beast, send the check to University of Pittsburgh football.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to